Technology for Seniors podcast on YouTube.
Hello, everybody. This is Dawn Williams. I'm laughing because I did like 5 minutes to an episode and realized I wasn't even plugged in for a proper mic, but whatever. Welcome to Technology for Seniors. This is our first episode on YouTube. So I do have a podcast, but I just learned through one of my guests, Dr. Rome, that you can make the podcast directly on YouTube. So this will be a YouTube exclusive to make it easier for my Technology for Seniors. This episode specifically can also go for people who are not seniors because I noticed that all different generations, Generation Z, Generation X, Generation Millennials, the baby boomers, silent generation, all of our generations have been subject to some type of scam. Like no one is above being scammed. And I just want to give a really quick tip. I think I'm gonna do about two or three tips. Number one, when you go to a store, when you're at the register, the card that you're swiping at the register should not be a credit card. That doesn't make any sense. If it is a credit card, it better be one with a low limit. Okay? Why put yourself through torturing yourself? Okay? So when you go into the store and swiping stuff, even gas, you need to be using either a prepaid card. I love Walmart. They are connected to Green Dot Bank. Walmart card, I think it costs like, I think you load it. It might be $5, whatever it is. It's like $5 a month. And then every time you load, it's probably like $2 or $3, whatever it is. But you load it. You can load it at CVS, at Walmart, 7-Eleven. They got all different places that you can load this card, and you put it on as needed. Literal cash. You don't have to connect this to no bank account, which I don't suggest you connect to a bank account, just to keep yourself safe. Because see, when you go to swipe the card, if somebody like keeps your digital information, they ain't gonna get it if it ain't on the card. They not gonna get it if it ain't on the card. Do you understand? Okay? That being said, keep that in mind. Number two, this is a big thing. I want you to understand. I don't care if you're paying with your bills with a check or a card. I don't care. Either way, I want you to understand the account that you're using to pay your bills should not be coming, like the card that you have should not be linked to the account that you are getting paid from. So the account that gets your direct deposit or the account that has your savings, that should not be linked to any check card that you regularly use. Like I have an account where I have never swiped that card because the only reason for that account is to transfer from that account to the main account where I might be buying online purchases or gas purchases. Okay, so I don't want to confuse anybody. Let me go over what I just said at first. You shouldn't be using a credit card when you're online, in my opinion, credit cards or at gas stations. I'm sitting there looking at the gas stations over here. Either use the Walmart card, a prepaid card, or a second checking account you have where you can always transfer from one account to the other, from the account that has your main money into the account where you swipe your card. And I don't know if I can make that any more clear. I probably put some diagrams up here so you can understand exactly what I'm saying, because scamming ain't going nowhere. I mean, Allah knows best. Maybe some god awful thing will happen or whatever, but it does not look like it's floating in the direction of them cutting back on this digital platform. It just doesn't look like it. So that being said, I don't care what generation you are, it makes more sense for you to be proactive, because it's nothing more stressful in well, I'm sure it's more things more stressful, but it's extremely infuriating when you go to swipe your card and then it might get declined because you didn't realize that XYZ happened. Somebody went and wiped your account out. So I just felt the need to make this video. If you know a senior, if you know any seniors or somebody, I don't care what generation it is, Tell them about this because you need to understand we're in a different world where people can't trust you. You can't trust people. Also, I want to keep say this too. I had a client who um the money got wiped out of her account, like a nice amount. So I'm trying to explain to her that she was like, "Well, I only pay bills with checks with this account." I said, "When you pay bills, you are giving this bill to, like, giving the check to a vendor, right? So like my clients, I got clients to pay with check. When you give me a check, I have your account number and I have your routing. Now, I have integrity enough to know and enough common sense to know I'm not going to scam my client, because all she got to do is count the dots, and it might come back to me, or I go to prison, or for the sake of Allah, I'm not going to sit up here and steal from my freaking clients. That's stupid. But it's some people who work for businesses and you're not necessarily their client. You work, their boss. You're their boss's client. So they're like, shoot, I work at Walmart. I'm about to take this lady's information. Use your common sense. And I understand common sense is relative because it shifts from generation to generation, not to insult anybody. But at this point in time, if you're walking around trusting people, you need to stop. You need to stop. Your check that you write to somebody, okay? Your check that you write to any business should only be linked to a bill paying account. And I highly suggest you don't put more than a month's worth of bills in this account. It should not be linked to your main account. Why is, like, I'll be looking, like, when I hear people stuff like your life savings and you writing checks based off of that account. You cannot do this. You cannot walk blindly through the world believing that people actually care about you. You can't even walk blind through the world thinking that these youngins fear prison. They don't even care about jail no more. You hear me? This is a fearless level society. You see what's going on in society? So here you come with your check thinking, oh, this is a nice young person with a smile. They wouldn't dare pull this stunt. Man, please. Okay, we're going to take a step into reality in 2022. I know this is more aggressive than my other podcasts, but this is how I talk. And you have to be honest with yourself and stop trusting everybody. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. You know how sensitive a bank account is? A bank account is something serious. And I'm going to give my husband credit. I don't know if I said, this is my second time recording this, but Umar, that's where I learned this from transferring stuff from one account to another. Every time we go to the grocery store, Umar's on the phone at the register calling in. You can call the bank and tell them, hey, and press 1, press 2, the robot will transfer the stuff from one account to the other. And that's what happened. And he kept doing that, and I didn't understand why he was doing that, and I was just like, why is he doing that? And it hit me one day when I was talking to him. It's so that it's no money in that account where the card is swiped until he say it's money in there. And that's because it didn't take that many times. It would be times where it'll be these scams where they'll go, hey, just give us $1 for a month and it's free. Now, Planet Fitness, they true to their word. They are truly $1, and then you pay the $25 later or $10 later. But it's a lot of scams online that was, it happened multiple times, and after a while, he got hip to it, and he made sure the only person who got access to that main account is the people who give him the direct deposit. Other than that, I don't think so, honey. I hope I help somebody. I really hope I help somebody. Please send this to somebody you know that doesn't know what to do, and they keep getting somebody like tapping their account. Honey, it's the employees doing this stuff now. It's everybody. Send it to somebody. All right, so I do got some episodes of Technology for Seniors on my main podcast. That's available on all streaming platforms. It's called Research Shows Podcast. That has the segment Technology for Seniors. But I said I'm going to make Technology for Seniors on this YouTube platforms, a specific podcast, YouTube only podcast for technology for seniors. Also, I do consulting. I have books for technology for seniors and all that stuff. You could just go straight to iamdonwilliams.com and then click on the technology for seniors. If you want consulting services, I have that. But I have books on Amazon, nice big books. I wish I had one on me, but 8 by 10 books to help seniors utilizing their phone. And inshallah, if Allah permits, I'll write my book. I already said I was going to write the next book for tablets, but I'll be busy. So thank you so much for listening, watching. I hope to catch you on the next episode. Comment below what else you want me to talk about. Maybe you have a parent or relative that doesn't believe what you're saying, and I could, put in perspective, do a little slideshow like you saw today, so that it kind of make people feel comfortable. So have a wonderful day on purpose. Thank you so much, everybody.